I am Chris McAllister, and on behalf of my co-authors, I want to thank the organizers for the honor of presenting our abstract entitled Manufacturing Processes of SER-109, a Purified Investigational Microbiome Therapeutic, Reduced Risk of Transmission of Emerging and Undetected Infections in Donor Stool. First, a bit of background. Clostridioides difficile infection, CDI, is a two-hit process characterized by disruption of the microbiome and exposure to C. difficile. The leading risk factor for CDI is exposure to broad-spectrum antibiotics, which cause collateral damage to beneficial microbes that normally reside in the GI tract. Studies of fecal microbiota transplantation, FMT, in patients with recurrent CDI have demonstrated proof of concept that a sustained clinical response is linked to the recovery of Firmicutes bacteria in the GI tract. However, due to reliance on donor screening alone for risk mitigation, safety concerns persist about transmission of infectious pathogens. In March 2020, these concerns for FMT were realized in multiple FDA safety reports regarding potential transmission of toxigenic and pathogenic E. coli based on infections observed after FMT procedures. A further safety alert highlighted the potential for SARS-CoV-2 transmission, leading to an extended quarantine of FMT. Published data have tracked the fecal and respiratory shedding of SARS-CoV-2 via rectal and nasopharyngeal swabs, respectively. The data shows fecal shedding may exceed respiratory shedding by weeks. Thus, screening of FMT donors by nasopharyngeal swabs may be inadequate for donated stool. Carriage of pathogens below clinical detection may present an additional concern when relying on donor screening alone, especially for pathogens with low infectious doses. It is reported that pathogenic E. coli may require as few as 10 bacterial cells to cause infection. Conducted in the US and Canada, ECOSPOR-3 was a phase 3 double-blind randomized trial which evaluated the superiority of SER-109 compared to placebo for the treatment of patients with recurrent CDI. We previously presented our top-line data, which showed that SER-109 was superior to placebo in reducing the risk of CDI recurrence with a relative risk reduction of 68%. Please refer to other posters being presented at this meeting for more information on this trial. Seres believes that donor and product screening are necessary but insufficient to minimize infection risk for donor-derived microbiome and FMT products. Therefore, the manufacturing processes for SER-109 have been designed to inactivate potential pathogens while enriching for beneficial Firmicute spores, which may play a central role in breaking the cycle of C. difficile infections. The additional pathogen inactivation step is a critical intervention to increase pharmaceutical quality and minimize risk to patients. Our objective herein is to present relative data on inactivation of pathogens recently highlighted by the FDA in the aforementioned safety alerts. The methods of our work included selection of specific model organisms for inactivation studies based on FDA guidance for industry on viral inactivation studies. Model organisms were selected based on biological relevance and suitability, detectability and laboratory safety. Spiking experiments into stool-derived process intermediates were completed to measure inactivation of model organisms by the selective unit operation. Log reduction factors, LRF, were calculated based on the drop in organism titer during inactivation and are reported on a log 10 scale. Porcine epidemic diarrhea virus, PEDV, a coronavirus with native gastrointestinal tropism, was selected as a specific model organism for SARS-CoV-2. Salmonella enterica was selected as a model organism for E. coli and CRE MDROs. Our data show the model coronavirus was inactivated by more than 4.2 log 10 to the limit of detection, LOD, within 4 minutes. This data demonstrates more than 99.99% reduction. The inactivation of Salmonella enterica was more than 6.5 log 10 within 30 seconds, also again reaching LOD. This data demonstrates more than 99.9999% reduction. In summary, FMT and FMT-like products with minimal purification processing are vulnerable to pathogens which may go undetected during donor screening. The manufacturing processes for SER-109 have been designed to enrich for beneficial Firmicute spores while inactivating potential pathogens. These experiments have demonstrated substantial and rapid inactivation of the model organisms for SARS-CoV-2 and pathogenic E. coli. In conclusion, the manufacturing processes and product testing for SER-109 are designed to afford a manufacturing safety net to mitigate risk to patients beyond donor screening alone. Thank you.